In this video, I'm going to be talking about double strategies, and it's going to be a professional match that I'm analyzing, going through back and forth what's going on. Now, it's very easy to go all over the place, so I'm just going to pick two things and just talk about those two things. It's going to be court position and shot selection, when to hit certain shots and when not to, and then court position. This is a professional match, and they're making a lot of good points like I would like my club players to do, and also making a ton of unforced and bad mistakes that I would like to pick up on and kind of emphasize what not to do and also what to do. So enjoy, and remember, it is impossible to suck at everything. So if you're not good at one thing, just find a way to make it up in another department. Okay, I have been promising to do this type of video, and today I'm going to be talking about doubles, and I'm not going to get into anything other than strategy. So I'm not going to talk technique, I'm not going to talk physical fitness, and I'm not going to talk a lot on the mental side, but mostly strategy and tactics. And oh, good shot. All right, based on the score 6-5, that suggests that these people are same levels. Just like any kind of double strategy you can ever employ at any given time, the assumption is based on everybody being same level. You can do everything correct, but if the person on the other side of the net is 2 levels above you, then it doesn't matter what you do, you're still going to lose. So this is based on the assumption that everybody's same level. Okay, so one of the things I'll be talking about a lot. See, now this is a neutral court position. In fact, I'll stop it right now for a second. Now, again, because this is similar, same level of opponents on both sides, this is what I call a very neutral court position. This is exactly where I would stand if I was the server. I'll stand behind the baseline, the net player, perfect, right on the service line. And notice how she's not facing the net player, sorry, the server. She's kind of angled at the net player because that is your first point of threat, and that's where you're worried the ball is going to be coming from. This is slightly on the defensive side, but I'll call it neutral for now. This court position, this is aggressive. That's kind of neutral. That's neutral slash defense, but let's put neutral. And then this one, same thing. I would stand right in the middle for neutral, but since it's second serve, she's slightly on the defensive side, and everybody else is good. Okay, so that's court position. Everybody's kind of neutral on this one. All right. All right. She was going almost. Now, see, I don't understand that shot selection. You're way behind the baseline and you're trying to out hit somebody who's also behind the baseline. That makes no sense. There's no reason for you to take that type of shot, to take that chance. This kind of ball, this is when I would literally just get the ball back. There is absolutely no reason to hit the ball. Okay, see, when she hit that high ball, they should have gone forward. And then in the next one, you overhit it. Okay, so that was not very smart. That was not smart at all. Oh, by the way, I know I'm sounding very critical, but one, they're professional players, and two, they're not going to watch this, so there's no chance that anybody's going to get their feelings hurt. It's also for educational purposes. So unlike some of my students, if there's a chance, there's a 1% chance that somebody's self-confidence is going to be affected, I would not say it. But that's not going to happen here. So I'm a little free to say exactly what I think is happening. This is very aggressive. Okay, so this court position is aggressive. Now, look where she's standing this time. She's standing closer to the service line. And then look at the court position. She changed over here as well. And now, this is what I'd call aggressive. And as we're talking about, notice the difference. She's a lot closer to the center mark as opposed to where she was standing over here. So that's aggressive. This court position is aggressive. And if you notice on this, she also made that slight adjustment and she took an extra 2 steps back. And our partner, the returner's partner, did the same thing. If you notice earlier, she was kind of inside the service line and she moved all the way back. So this is perfect. Everybody made the right adjustments. I like this. Everybody did what they're supposed to do. Okay, the serve is out, and then notice how they change their court positions, everybody. Second serve, neutral/defense for the returners. Okay, she stepped in a little bit. I like that. I will pause it for 2 seconds so you can see what I'm saying. All right, notice the difference. The returner moved in a little bit. That's good. The returner's partner moved in a little bit. Server's partner moved from being in the middle here to all the way back there. And then the server changed position. So that's the difference between changing court positions between offense and neutral/defense. All right, everybody made the right adjustment, so that's good. All right. I still don't understand why they're making so many errors, to be honest. There's absolutely no reason to hit the ball that hard because it's just high risk, very little reward. Your opponent is behind the baseline. Even if you hit it that hard, it's not going to bother them at all. Again, everybody same level. Oh, I like that return. Seriously, there's no reason. Other than these players going for too much on their ground strokes, there's absolutely no reason to do that. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm watching the net players. The net players are not that active. And there's no need for you to be going for too much on your ground strokes. If you're really having a hard time controlling your ground strokes, just ask your partner to move back a little bit. All right, same court positions again. Everybody's made adjustments. That's good. All right, and this is kind of my point. That return was nothing special. And the other lady did what she was supposed to do, which is try to cut across on what she thinks is an easier ball. And she made the error. And that's literally how I teach my doubles. There are 2 ways to win a point in tennis. You either hit a winner or you force your opponent to make an error. You already know which one I favor. All right, so it's 6-6. That really shows that everybody is exactly the same level. I don't like this strategy at 6-6. I would go a little bit more neutral. I would. Why did they play that? There was no reason to do that. I would have played a little bit more what I call passive aggressive. So I would have gone more traditional on the stance, and then just go to the net. Make your opponent have to hit something special. But it's 6-6. We'll see what happens. All right. That was a great serve. And that's what made that possible. If your partner is hitting great serves, it comes with communication. If your partner is on with their serve, then the net player has to be more active. Yes, credit to the volleyer, but that was mostly about the server. Oh gosh, what a return! Now that is an amazing return because that shot was not easy at all. That was an inside-out backhand. Like you have to hit the inside of the ball when the ball is behind you, and the timing on that shot is incredibly difficult. To go cross-court with a backhand from where she was, very, very difficult. That was a great shot. Again, I don't like this, especially, okay, when you do this, this is okay if they do one up, one back. But if they step back, then this loses all the advantages. Now, all it is now just a deficit on your part, because now you got to do something spectacular. But even then, you got these people back here. So I don't like this. I don't like this play. Not at the score. Oh, the other lady should have made that. She should have made that from all the way back there. It was a makeable shot. It was a makeable shot, but it was a good point. Good point. Good adjusting by moving back. You gave yourself a chance. So that was good. All right, I like this play. Oh my gosh. I have to rewind. I cannot believe she sliced that ball. Why are you slicing? You never slice that ball. Whenever that happens, all right, we'll go back to this point. All right, I like this more traditional look. Again, look at the score. It's 6-6, 2-2 in a tiebreaker. Nothing too crazy when the score is close. So I like this setup from everybody. The servers, perfect, neutral, that's good. Returners made the adjustment by stepping back, and that's perfect. Now, hit the ball. Great return, great return. Again, because your partner is way back there and you back over here, and you manage to hit the ball that dips and is going below the net, you are in great position. By now, she should be running forward. She should be running forward the second the ball dips below the net. Let's see what she does. Oh, they run forward. And what grip is that? Why are you running in with the slice grip? And then she tries to hit an angle. Okay. This is part of the reason why you go to the net, because it forces your opponent to try hit impossible shots, because you take away all the angles. And a lob is not really an option, because this girl over here with the white shorts, she did not go all the way in. Now, you can't really hit a drop shot or any of those angles, because her partner went all the way in. Your best bet. The ball is slow enough. Change your grip. Not even if she didn't change the grip. Hit to the net player. The net player has no time to react. Or hit to this girl over here that's back over here. Both of them have got no time to react. You don't even need to hit it hard like to hurt somebody or to try to take somebody's head off. But being in this position, 6-6, 2-2 in a tiebreaker, and you try to do angles, that's a definite no-no. I mean, this ball should have gone right at one. Yep, should have gone at one of the partners, Now, if you're way better than your opponents and you're winning by a lot, yeah, you can try that. You can afford to do that. But if it's a very close match like this, going at somebody is totally fair game when you're tight with the score. Because that strategy, you don't even have to hit the ball in the court. Your opponents will put their racket on even if the ball is out. I still don't understand why the first serve percentage is so low. Okay, now they both stepped in and she did not make an adjustment. Oh, hit to the... No. All right. It's a great shot, but... All right. Now, this is the one thing when I watch some of my teams playing, I really do not say this at all. Because like I said, the whole reason, in my opinion, for taking lessons is so you have confidence and you have self-belief when you're on a tennis court that you can do certain plays. And if there's any chance that I can make somebody think negatively or lose their self-confidence, then I have failed as a tennis coach. So I would not mention this. So that point ended in this lady hitting a winner, but I don't like that play at all. She should not have to do that, because I don't want you to win your points doing amazing shots. I want you to win your points hitting very high percentage shots, like something that's sustainable, something that can easily be duplicated, and not hitting your best shot. So I don't like that shot at all. Again, like I said, I wouldn't say that in front of some of my teams because they would not like that. But that was not a good play. All right, so this play so far that's neutral. All right. I like that return, nothing too special. I like that a lot. Now, this girl is behind the baseline. And oh my gosh, why are you going down the line, which is an aggressive play, when you're behind the baseline? There's no way you're going to overpower somebody that is same level as you when you're behind the baseline and you're going to the net play. And she's not even that far back. She's close to the service line. So she played very smart by staying that far back. And sure enough, bam, she goes down the line. Now, she should have anticipated that, to be honest. I mean, that ball from the position and the shoulder turn, she should have anticipated that better and known that was coming. This volley should have gone right at this person's feet or gone towards this half of the court, this angle. This volley, she had no reason, no business getting to that ball. She should have gone somewhere over here. But yeah, that was a poor volley. And then they ended up hitting a winner, partly because the other girl was flat-footed and the other girl had to hit an amazing shot. And that's my point. You do not win doubles by hitting amazing shots. You shouldn't have to hit amazing shots. It should not be about that. All right, so now the score is 4-2. And I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. All right, let's see how. Okay, the returning side right now is this side. Okay, the returning side, they're the ones that are up by 4. So you can be a little bit aggressive now when you're up 4-2 in a tiebreak. A little bit. Again, there's 7 levels to be aggressive, the way I teach. And you need to just maybe go 1 or 2 levels up. You don't need to go crank it all the way up based on how everybody's playing right now. So let's see how they play. Jeez, man, they're missing so many first serves. So many first serves. Came back. Oh, almost did. Almost did. All right, the first ball went to the farthest person, and it came back. And then she hit towards the person who was closer to the net, and that came back. All right, to kind of make this easy, there's a term that I use, big foot, little foot. Whenever, and just for simplicity in this video, I'm going to use the same. All right, so depending on who's hitting the ball, for example, if I'm this person returning, we got big foot, little foot. And when you're looking at both their feet, whose feet look bigger? So obviously the person that's closer. So that'll be big foot, that'll be little foot. So in that last shot, when you finish the point, when your intention is to end the point, always go towards big foot because big foot has got less time to react. And when you're trying to keep the rally going on defense or set up the point, go to little foot because it gives you more time to get in position. Also gives you enough time to react to what is going to come back. All right. So it's 4-3 right now. I love that return. Big kick. I like that. Oh, that little move. That little move. That little move. That's what forced her to make that error. And just watch this. Just before this lady hit the ball, this lady, black shorts, cut across. So she went forward. I like that. And she just moved just before, and that's what forced the error. These are the kind of plays that I'm talking about. These are the kind of plays that I like because they're winning points without having to hit their absolute best shot. And that's what I mean by that. You shouldn't have to play your absolute best tennis to win a doubles match if you're playing against people that are same level as you. And that's exactly what's happening here. These people are exactly the same level. You do not need anything spectacular to win this match. Maybe once in a very long while. But for the most part, it should be just basic strategy. Like real basic, honestly. Okay, I like this stance. Now it's 4-4, 6-6, 4-4. Finally, somebody got a serve in. This is exactly my point, and I'm glad we can see this in this video. Look how slow that serve is. Is there? Yeah, that was 102. Is that 102 kilometers per hour? How fast is that in miles? What is 102 kilometers in miles?
That would be 60.
What is 102 kilometers in miles?
63.38 miles.
All right, so that's 63 miles an hour serve. And that did all the trick. And this is exactly what I'm saying when I'm saying first serves in. You do not need anything fancy. You just need to get your first serve in. And this is a perfect illustration of that. Perfect court position all around. And she throws in that serve. Look how slow that is. And then I have no idea. That was such a bonehead decision. I don't know why. What was she even trying to do? Was she trying to go down the line? Was she trying to hit an angle? What are you trying to do at 4-4, 6-6 in a tiebreaker? Just get the ball back. When in doubt, go up. And if you're feeling that uncomfortable, ask your partner to move back and just get the ball in. And then she shanks another ball. And now it's 6-4. This is set point. So those two unforced errors are the reason why they're going to end up losing this match. It sounds a little unfair for me to sound like I'm blaming somebody, but you know, it's on TV and I'm not saying anything directly to them. So, and the chance of them ever watching this match is close to zero. So I'm very comfortable saying these things. And besides, they're professional players, so they're used to some criticism. So, by the way, ladies, I would never, or the men, or any other teams that I teach, I would never be this critical. In fact, when I come to watch the matches, I am critiquing myself. And obviously, I'm coming in for the free food and the free drinks. Can't go wrong with that. All right, I like that return. 3 shots in a row. 3 shots in a row in a tiebreaker. So at this point, you should have an idea if you're a professional player. You should kind of know, do you have tendencies to fall apart in a tiebreaker or not? And whenever there's pressure, and your partner should have been more active and not let you make so many errors, because literally, that's why they lost that match, because she made 3 unforced errors in a row. This lady here, she made 3 bonehead mistakes. The first was that return. She was trying to go down the line for some reason. I don't know why she was trying to do that, and there was absolutely no reason to do that. And then the second one was trying to hit a winner from 6 feet behind the baseline towards somebody who's also 6 feet behind the baseline. So that doesn't help. And then the third one was just a total shank, which I'm guessing, again, she was trying to do way too much with that. All right, so this is the beginning of another set. And so far, the one thing that stands out that I really like from both teams, the court position, how they're adjusting the court position. Now, there's a difference between adjusting your court position, or rather in general, adjusting and reacting. I definitely don't like the latter. I don't like people reacting. I like people to make adjustments. So if somebody's being aggressive, for example, no, they're not, they're kind of somewhat neutral. If somebody's been aggressive before the ball comes, you can make an adjustment. So that's an adjustment. If you have to move after the ball is in the air towards you, that's reacting. We don't want that. Come on, umpire, what's going on? Oh, that was a little passive aggressive. She's telling a grown man 7 plus 6 is 13. Somebody is mad they lost a set. Don't take it on the poor guy. He's not the reason you lost a set. Your partner was the one missing all the easy shots. All right, back onto the new set. Okay, again, like I said, this is clearly same level, and that tiebreaker was basic. Oh, I like that play. I love that play. Now, okay, notice the difference. I'm gonna rewind this a little bit. Earlier, I was saying, and this happens quite often, there was an example I said, don't go to the net player. Partly depends on what the score is. So the last one, I said, don't go to the net player because of the score. It was like 6-6, 4-4 in a tiebreaker. So that's not good right off the bat. 2, if you're definitely behind the baseline and your weight is kind of neutral slash, in her case, leaning backwards, and the ball was slightly out of a contact, a strike zone. So you got 3 things against you. So that was not a good time to go to the net player. And as a result, they ended up losing the point. This case, she goes to the net player, and I like it. And this is where the dangers come in when somebody listens to bits and pieces of this video, because you hear one part me saying, oh, that was a great time to go to the net player, and then next time I'll be like, that was the worst time to go to the net player. So this is part of the purpose of these videos, to kind of show those slight differences. All right, watch how she moves on this one. She's going to be inside the baseline, her weight is going forward, and look at the score. It's 0-0, the beginning of a new set and the beginning. So this is a good time to do that. Look where she is, way inside the baseline. That is absolutely perfect. That's a great time to go to the net player. Even if you're same level, because her weight was going forward and she was way inside the baseline. And her opponent looked a little bit flat-footed. So that's just a throw-in bonus there. If you manage to kind of watch out for that and you see your opponent kind of flat-footed, that's going to work perfectly. I really wish all these ladies could get more first serves in. Like, seriously, I don't understand how professional players miss so many first serves. See, that serve, that was perfect. That was perfect speed, and she did not hit a winner. She hit a shot that was definitely playable. It was deep, but it was definitely playable. And I don't understand why she did not get that shot back in play. All right, back to aggressive position again. Get your first serve in, please. Yes. Yes. All right. Good things happen when you get your first serve in. You start the whole point on offense. Okay, looking on the mental side of things. Anybody that's kind of played tennis out there for a little bit, what are you thinking on a first serve? Defense, defense, defense. What are you thinking on a second serve? Attack, attack, attack. So that is one of the reasons why you want to get your first serve in for the most part, because you can see everybody making adjustments on the first and second serve. And she's already thinking, be aggressive on that. Back up, back up. Why are you still way back here? Your point. Now go forward. Why are you still all the way back there? Oh my gosh. This is like very poor quality in doubles. There's just way too many errors. Way too many errors. If I ever teach any of these teams, the first thing is, come on, let's find ways to get more balls in the court. Is it a technical thing? Definitely not. All these are professional players. The technique is above average. Is it physique? Definitely not. All these are professional athletes. They all move very well and they train very well. So it's all strategy. They're going for too much at the wrong times. That's kind of what this video is about anyway. Short selection. Why? Really, seriously, on a clay court, why are you trying to go for a big serve? You haven't won a single point with the first serve. See, that serve, that's good. Like, why aren't you doing that all the time? Why aren't you doing that all the time? Oh my gosh, I would go crazy. Now, on her for her defense, maybe she's not been told that. Maybe she doesn't know. And some things that seem like common sense are not that common to everybody. Again, she's still trying to go for that big first serve. And then look what your opponents do on the second serve. They step in, they're moving their feet more, and they start the whole point on offense. You're ready on offense the entire point. Lady, keep moving your feet. Good shot. The net play on the other side, she's flat-footed. Like, come on, seriously, who's coaching these ladies? You cannot be making these basic errors at this professional level. Oh, this is the finals. Oh my gosh. This is a finals match? I hate to see what round one was like. Good golly. All right. Again, like I said, ladies, I'm not this critical. All the men that I teach when I watch your matches, I come over to watch how you're playing so I can assess myself and critique myself to see what I'm saying, if it's coming across. I remember there was one thing that everybody was not doing right out of my 8 teams that I teach in one season. And from that, I knew that it was nothing to do with the players. It was all about the coach. So I had to make some adjustments, and I had to find a different way to relate the message. And that's really why I come to watch matches. So I'm not this critical at all when I'm watching your matches. If I ever come to your match, I'm not this critical. Ooh, they're still staying. I don't like this strategy. Not at all. Oh, she got lucky. The ball hit the tape. She got a little bit lucky. Now, the reason I'm saying that I don't like that strategy, because, yeah, it hit the tape and just stayed low. The reason I'm saying I don't like this strategy is you're being uber aggressive. It's like putting a Ferrari engine in a lawnmower. Yes, it's going to do the job, but you don't have to do it. You know, I mean, they're doing too much. The court position, the signals, it's just too much. And based on what I've seen so far, it's really just getting your first serve in. Even at, what was that, like 63 miles an hour? 63 miles an hour, that's an average 14-year-old serve. So that's very slow. And again, my point is, it will still win you a point at this level. Okay, look at that. That serve, if you're consistently doing that, hold on, where's the speed gun? I want to see how fast that was. Because that wasn't that fast. 123 miles an hour, 123 kilometers. What is 123 kilometers? I really should know this. What is 123 kilometers in miles?
76.43 miles.
All right, so this one was a little bit faster than the other one before. But again, it's only 76 let's say 77 miles an hour. That's still very slow. And that's my point. You do not need a big serve. But they keep trying to hit these 90-mile-an-hour serves, and I haven't seen a single one of them get one in. Oh, double fault. Cannot stand double fault. Like, only if your opponents are hitting outright winners all the time. I like that serve. I like that. Okay, I cannot say that enough. Again, that serve, nothing special. They ended up winning the point because the other lady cut across and missed the shot. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. And I've heard several players, some of the teams that I work with, they say, oh, I got lucky, won the point. No, it wasn't luck. That serve makes people miss. Oh, that's a great return. Back up. Why are you going to the farthest person? Oh, go right at them. All right. Okay, seriously. Jeepers creepers. I'm going to lose my mind on this. All right. Why back here? You see there are two players. The person that just hit the ball is the most alert. So you obviously don't go to the person who just hit a ball. If both the players are in the exact same position or similar position, you change direction and go to somebody who didn't just hit the ball because they're not as alert. Okay, so in this case, all right. Oh, that's a one. Sorry, I rewinded it way too much. Okay, my bad, my bad. Okay, next point is coming up right now. And I'll fast forward a little bit. All right, now, on this one, okay, go. All right, we got one person in there. Okay, good return. Very good shot. And this shot, she went to the farthest person. Oh, no, not that. All right. Again, you didn't give yourself a chance at all. The one lady was 3 steps farther back, and I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's enough time for somebody to react and keep the ball in play. All right, that's a good serve. How fast was that? How fast was that serve? How fast was that serve? Because that was probably the fastest serve she's hit, and I bet you it's less than 75 miles an hour. Come on, show us how fast that serve was. Where's my tech people? Hold on. Nope. That's a good point. That's a good point. All right. 2-0. 30-40. Gotta serve to stay in. Get your first serve in, please. You don't need to do something special. Just roll it in. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. But you see my point? Nothing special with the first serve. Started the point with both of you neutral, with the server slightly on the offense, slightly on edge. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say just get the serve in. And they just got a little bit unlucky there with the net cord. All right, let's see what's going to happen. 3-0. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. All right, so if you've seen the theme so far, I'm really doing this on purpose, and I'm not trying to go all over the place, like mentioning every tiny little thing. I'm just talking about short selection and court position. And the short selection right now, the one thing that stands out like a sore thumb with all the ladies, okay, I like that serve. She didn't go for too much. That's okay. But if your opponent is at the net, go up when in doubt. Ah, well, that's all right. Okay. 15 all. I like, okay. This lady with the black skirt, she's adjusted. I like her serves now. Yeah, when in doubt, go up. Okay, nothing fancy, good. All right. Okay, if these two win this match, which right now they seem like they are, this girl is playing very smart. She's what I would say, what I'd call playing within herself. She doesn't seem like she's trying to hit a faster shot. It looks like she's still leaving a lot in the tank. She's going about 70% of what she's capable of, looks like. Except for that serve. That was a little too much. You did not need that. 107 kilometers, that's still about 65 miles an hour. Okay, okay. Now, that's the only, well, not only, because we didn't watch the entire match, but that's the only time in a long while we've seen somebody be aggressive on the return with that serve. Now, if that happens again, I wouldn't change the serve. I'll just step back a little bit. That's the adjustment I'll make. Just roll it in. We've already established 65 miles an hour serve is okay. Like that. That is super slow. And then look what happened. Come on, you gotta win those points. Cheapest. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. But that point should not have been that long. I mean, the first volley they got. Please show the first one. I'm not going to rewind it. I'll just wait for another opportunity. But the very first volley that she got, she should have put away the service partner. I really don't like that crouching. I've said that like 16 times, right? All right, I'm going to keep saying until I get to 20. Because I don't like it at all. You don't need to be overly aggressive. Touch. Ooh, cover down the line. There you go. Really? Why? Why are you trying a lob when you're in the middle of the court and your opponents are in the middle of the service box? Hit through them. It is absolutely fair game. You're getting your butts kicked. You are losing. Your skill level obviously is not high enough to be trying these low percentage shots. Like, go for a skill level 3 and not a skill level 8. Like that. I mean, if you can overpower somebody when you on the baseline, why are you trying? Oh gosh, I don't get it. I do not get it. Because that's kind of what my point is. You're capable of hitting that shot. And if you're not hitting that shot, it's just really bad strategy and thought process. And with a little bit of training, hopefully you can get that out of your system. All right, second serve. Look at your opponent stepping in. You're in trouble. You better back up. Service partner better back up a little bit. Now, the stepping in for the returner, highly recommend that. I highly recommend that. Almost everybody instinctively always steps in and is more aggressive on a second serve, which is why we try to avoid missing the first serve. Because whether people realize or not, they're always more aggressive on a second serve. And you pick up on that, which is what puts more pressure. I like that serve. I like that serve. The return was nothing special. There's no reason for you to miss that. There was no reason for you to miss that at all. But I like that serve. And this is my point. When you hit that serve, they're not hitting outright winners. You still have a very good chance. Like that last point, you had a very good chance to keep that point going. I like that serve again. That's good. All right. Now, that shot, yes, the angle volley was good, but at this point, when you're losing and you're losing 3-1 and you lost the first set, and the net player is uber active at the net, that's an opportunity to kind of check them. Like, hey, back off a little bit. So I would have gone at the net play on that. Like that. Like what she just did right there. I like that play. That's not like I'm trying to hurt you or anything like that. That's perfectly legit. Especially if you are slightly the weaker opponent. And I say slightly because they're losing in this match. But otherwise, they all seem same level. But if you're slightly the weaker opponent, it's perfectly all right for you to go right at the net player. I would not recommend that when you're winning by a lot, by the way, and you're by far the stronger player, then that's not cool. That's unnecessary. Double fault. Oh boy. So, whenever I look at a match, I try to pick one or two things, usually one thing. And if you can sense this entire match, it'll be based on one thing. Get your first serve in. Get your first serve in. If I had to make 20 points, I'll say get your first serve in like 17 times. That's good. And go forward now. All right. So that's the first thing I'll say. Get your first serve in. And because every returner is attacking the second serves. So either get your first serve in, and then the next thing is you make a slight adjustment. And in this case, the slight adjustment will be take a step back after you get your serve in. But this match looks like it's about to be over. Oh, look at that backdrop. Oh gosh, that is so beautiful. The mountains. Isn't that pretty? That tennis court is just in the most ideal place. All right. Sorry, here we go. 4-1. All right, they're serving to go up 5-1. No need to be doing all those. Yeah, you don't need to do that. Like, seriously, your opponents are not playing good enough for you to be doing that strategy. Just regular is good enough. Cut down on the errors, get your first serves in. Because when you stand that far back, especially on a second, that was a slightly weaker serve for that return. Okay, seriously, change your court position. What are you doing? The server, the service partner. You're already winning. Do regular. Your opponents are making enough errors. You don't need to do anything fancy. Okay, they've adjusted. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, now get your first serve in. Why are you... Oh, jeez. Why are you trying to go for angle? And why are you trying to hit it that hard? I mean, the other lady had already conceded. She was already out of play. She's laughing right now because she's like, oh, that's a gimme. I'm going to keep charging the net and make you miss the shots. This was a very poor game. 40 love. I mean, love 40 down. That was a horrible game. Like, the whole crouching, did not like that. And then both of them, see what happens when you get in a hole? It forces you to start playing erratic. And sometimes that's all it takes for your opponent to catch a second wind, get a little bit of confidence, move their feet a little bit. As you can see, they're a little bit more relaxing. They're starting to move a little bit. And usually when people do that, they're dangerous. So I would not give my opponents any opportunity to do that. We would have been up 5-1. Or I would have made my opponents play some of their best tennis. Okay, they're going to neutral position. Hit this ball and take a step back. Server, step back, step back, step back. Okay. They're more lively now, and I promise you, it's because of that last game. You just gave your opponents a second wind. And if this match ever turns around, that game will be the catalyst. That'll be the reason why that happened. That's what I'm talking about. Go right at the net player. Perfectly legal strategy. Perfectly legal. If you're inside the baseline and your opponent is, even if they're ready, she wasn't, but even if they're ready, that is perfect. That is high percentage tennis. You're not doing any shot that you normally cannot do. I don't like that serve. That serve is putting you under pressure. Okay, this is an example of you serving too fast and your opponent just reacts, and then the ball came back so quickly. I'll show you the example when they hit a second serve that's like 65 miles an hour. Come on, slow it down. Just kick it in. Just roll it in. Okay, like, that was 151 kilometers. Like that serve. I like that serve. I mean, every single time that's happened, and this is exactly my point. It's not like your opponent is not going to get to the ball. They'll get to the ball, and they've done that several times, like 6 times now. But what are they going to do with it? Like 6 out of the 7 times that happened, they've missed it every single time. And if they do get it in, it's going to be a neutral ball, nothing special. Why are you going to the farthest person at the net? Jeepers. All right. If you're playing a slightly better team, you're not getting a second chance. You're not getting a second chance. Like the next ball, if your opponents were slightly better, that would have been a deeper right at your feet or a high lob, or you're not getting that second chance. Don't finish the point towards the farthest person at the net. Little foot. They're stepping in. Whether you realize it or not, you're feeling more pressure right now. Oh. These ladies love the highlight reel shots. These are finals, by the way. You know, if it's an exhibition match or it's a first round match or something like that, then it's understandable. I'm basing my strategy on few factors. One of them is the score. For starters, it's the finals of a tournament, professional tournament, and you're losing badly, and you're still trying to thread the needle. Why? Make your opponents hit it. Go for plays that are sustainable, like getting your first serve in. All right, your partner's got to move back now. Server's partner's got to move back. All right. And that's why I like that play going to the net player. Because if they don't completely miss it, which they've done several times, the ball comes back neutral and nothing happens. It's getting dangerous now, and this is what I was saying. Those first 2 plays in the previous game to make it 5-1 will be the turning point. I don't like that whole crouching they're doing, and as a result, they ended up feeling like they had to hit some amazing volleys because they were already love 30 down. And that's what caused all of this. And then now your opponents, this is the best your opponents have played. And you're the reason why they're playing that well. Because you're just giving them a second lifeline. Again, I've said it enough times. I don't like this strategy at all. None of these strategies make any sense unless you get your first serve in. I like that return. Good. Back up. Net player. Net. Really? Go forward? Why? Why are you going forward? Your opponent is stepping into the court. Why are you going forward? That is not smart at all. Okay, let me rewind this a little bit. I seriously just want to confirm if I'm seeing the same thing that. Okay, now your opponent so far, baseline to baseline. I think out of all these four people, this lady with the the skirt with the white stripe, black stripe, she's by far the best player on this court, like the smartest. Let me put it that way. You cannot out-hit anybody from this far back, and this person is that far back, so that's good. So she hits a high ball, which is exactly what she's. Why is she running forward? And then that lady got a short ball, and she's stepping in. And look how close she was at the net. And she's a tall lady. Now, if you're like 5'2", then I could say, yeah, you had to get to the net to hit the volley. But that lady looks tall enough. She could have hung back a little bit. Anyway, one of way too many basic amateur mistakes to make in a professional tournament in the finals. Yep, it's that same play I keep saying. Why are they doing that I formation? It's notice the difference here. It's not like the strategy is not working. It's just not working in this situation against these people. Half the reason you do that is it discombobulates your opponents and they don't know what to do. And they panic and they spray the ball all over the place. But in this case, that's not what's happening. They seem to be very comfortable. And you're not, yeah, so I would not do that. Clay court, it's a little too slow. So that I formation doesn't work very well. Getting your first serve does. That was a beautiful shot. Now, you see what I was saying earlier? I won't rewind this time. She hit a weak second serve, which is fine, but she made an adjustment and she stepped backwards. So she didn't try to hit a bigger serve. She hit the same serve she's been doing, which is what keeps you consistent. And then she made an adjustment by stepping back before. Let's see if she does it again. And she steps back. And this is a serve that I'm talking about. Does she make that? That speed is good enough. Don't do the I formation. Don't do the I formation. Go regular. No, they're doing the I formation again. Okay. I like this court position. It's neutral. Now you can be aggressive by. All right. Why are you going for so much? Oh my gosh, it's 4-4. It's 4-4. Okay, remember what I said earlier? Where the turning point was? Those first 2 points, like way back when it was 4-1, and the other team was serving to go up 5-1, and then now it's 4-4. It should not be this close at all. These ladies should be off the court. The returners should be off the court by now. They should have won by now. Okay. They're having brain fog over there. Brain freeze. They're just having a moment. Trying to out-hit somebody who's behind the baseline when you are 6 feet behind the baseline as well. Makes no sense. I like that serve. I like that return. All right, that's good play. This is the kind of play I'm talking about. That's highly sustainable. That kind of serve, that kind of volley, that kind of return And that kind of volley, highly sustainable. You can do that because that looked like a 70% shot. They're not redlining it at all. Okay, like that return. Oh, I love this play. They're going in. Stay there. Switch sides, switch sides. All right. I love this play. This is what I'm talking about. That's all you need to do. Nothing too big on the serve or the return. Just hit that return and charge the net. And now your opponents have to come up with something spectacular. And based on what's been happening, they haven't been able to. I like that serve, like that return. All right. Okay, that's somewhat okay. That was good doubles. This is one. Can you see, I know some of my teams, you've heard me say this before, and you kind of laugh when I say it. Well, I hope not. But I always say, can your opponent hit 3 balls in a row? These ladies have not been able to hit 3 balls in a row. So all these other fancy strategies they're trying to do are completely unnecessary if you cannot hit 3 balls in the court. That was a good shot. You see, the other team is doing very well, a lot better with the I formation. So for them, with the success rate, I would say that the team that's serving right now, black skirt and white shorts, and the maroon skirt, they're doing a lot better with the I formation because it is definitely affecting the other team. And they're pumped up now. They are really charged. And look at the energy levels. Again, it started off from those 2 points back then when it should have been 4-1. When it was 4-1, it should have been 5-1. And that's where it started. And then now it's 5-4. Oh, they are down 5-4. They just lost 4 games in a row. And they were making some really, really dumb mistakes, like really stupid mistakes. They should not have been making those kind of errors. All right, let's see if they can shake it off, get the feet moving, jump around, and please don't do the I formation. Stop the I formation. No. Everybody that's out there that's watching, that take lessons from me, none of these strategies work if you can't get your first serve in. It just puts unnecessary pressure on your second serve. It's not necessary to be putting. Your opponents are like, they're amped up right now. Just, you gotta find, okay, I like this position. Okay, why are they doing this all the time? They're winning. Okay, when you're playing, I get it. It's a lot easier for me to be sitting on a chair watching this and just commenting. I get it. And they're in the middle of it, they're running around, probably got a little bit of brain fog. But these are the basic stats you need to keep. Like, how many kind of points are we winning when we do this? Okay, I like this back to neutral position again. Okay, look what happens when you do that. I mean, geez. I don't know if I'm sounding crazy, but this is not rocket science. I don't even need to be a tennis pro to. Just anybody with basic statistics. And this is why everybody yells, like during the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals, like, pass the ball, do this, because they can see the stats. When you see the stats, it becomes obvious. But, okay, let's see what happens here. All right, nothing fancy with the serve, and just kick it in. And to add a little bit of pressure, that stepping in she did, where she went forward after hitting that serve, is what puts your opponent in a position to try to do something special. So I do like that play. That's sustainable. That is, you don't have to raise your skill level to do that play. All right, not bad, not bad. That's good, that's good. I still like that play. They barely lost a point, but they didn't do that I formation. Just don't cut across if your opponent is stepping in. That's your telltale sign to stay back, hold your ground, and don't even think of cutting across. Okay, 40-30. They need this 1 point. Really? I formation again? Yeah, talk it over. Tell her to get her first serve in. Now, if you're going to do this, you need her to hit a backhand. From that position. Rip through her. There we go. Perfect play. She didn't try to hit the lob. She didn't try to go around them. She didn't try to hit angles. Or those are high percentage plays. Now, when I say this, a team practice, I'm not saying try to take your opponent's head off. Like there was nothing too fancy about that shot. That was just a regular shot into the body, and she just had no time to react, which is a very smart, high percentage play. I promise you guys, I have not watched this match before. I watched the first set, and that's when I chose to record this and kind of talk about this one, because there was just too many unforced errors, and again, like I say, a lot of errors that some of my teams are still making, and which is why I wanted to. It's more realistic, let me put it that way. I mean, I've seen other matches where everybody's doing like superhuman things, you know, and it's like, well, nobody's playing that kind of tennis at, you know, a club level. But this match was just a perfect example of just amateur mistakes, like the most common mistakes that I see on a tennis court. And I am not surprised they lost that set at all, like honestly. And if I was teaching them in the changeover between sets, the same stuff that I was saying. Don't do the I formation for starters. And two, keep the ball in the court. Like get your second serves in. Get your first serves in. I like that serve. All right, good play. Absolutely good play. You notice that one, she did not try to go angle. Oh, they're playing a tiebreaker in the third set. Oh, interessant. Okay, the other team won the tiebreaker. Oh, these guys got lucky, the guys that are serving right now. Because the other team had momentum. If this was another set, oh, great point. If this was another set, I feel like the other team had the edge. But tiebreaker, let's see how it turns out. This lady right here, very, very smart. Very smart. She's the smartest of the bunch. Let's see. I don't know how they won that point. They got a bit lucky. Just a wee bit lucky. The reason I call that lucky shots because they've lost like 6 of the last 7 plays like that. So in my book, based on the stats, I would still not do that play. Really? Seriously, why are you? I don't get it. It's a tiebreaker, ladies. Why are you trying to overhit somebody that's behind the baseline? Seriously. Wait till you get a ball inside the baseline, then maybe try go for angle. Or even if you go at her, you got a better chance. Oh, got the net player. For 1. This match is just full of unforced errors. Tons of unforced errors. Looking at the number of winners and the number of forced errors, I think the entire match there's been like less than 10. And ladies and gentlemen that I work with, this is why. Oh, that was a good play. That was a smart play. I like that play. I like that play a lot. And this is why I always say, when you're playing, don't try to go for a winner. You shouldn't have to go for a winner. You should just be getting the ball in the court, and you should not be trying to go for a winner. But the other team is trying to go for too many winners. Okay. Okay, neutral position, yeah. All right. Now, another question you ask yourself is, are you a better volleyer standing still, or are you a better volleyer moving in position, like on the move? I feel like they are much better volleying while they're moving, but they keep doing these plays where they have to hit volleys standing still. That's just a quick observation on my part. But as a player, you gotta know what kind of a volleyer are you? Are you a better volleyer when you're standing still or when you're moving? And then with that information, base that on your strategy. Okay, good lob, good leg play. I like that. Oh, great point, great point, great point. High percentage, so she did not try to hit the crap out of the ball. That was very simple. High percentage play on that one. Great. And then now they got match point. Oh, no. Tie match breaker. Okay, they're playing to 10. Okay, that's right. 6-2. Yep. That ball went below the net. When the ball goes below the net, whether you want it to or not, you're straight up on defense. You cannot be that aggressive. That play she was going for, that was too aggressive for that type of ball. You had to open the face and kind of hit a little dropper. All right. A2. Oh. Okay. The other team, they cannot play tiebreaker. They need to practice more tiebreaks. Because they're the better team, to be honest. Overall, they're the better team. On the other side, it's a one girl that's really smart. The other one is kind of hanging in there. This girl that's serving right now. Okay, that's serve. Come on, partner. If somebody gets a backhand from that court position, what do you think she's going to hit? Cover the highest percentage shot your opponent can hit. Okay, maroon skirt is about to serve. Just get it in, just get it in. Really? Try to go for a big serve. Shocking. All right, good shot. Now, why did I say down the line was more difficult shot on that one, and then this time it wasn't? Again, different situation. She was stepping in. She was a lot more balanced. So when somebody's on the offense and they're more balanced, then they can do whatever they want. They can either go forward, down the line, cross court. They can do whatever they want. So you got to be aware of that as well. So that's what I mean by shot selection based on BCC, balance, court position, contact point. All right. Yeah, if you swing and volley, and there we go. That's a play that's going to work almost every time. I don't know why she was going forward. I don't know why she was going forward. And if somebody gets too comfortable coming forward and willy-nilly when you're hitting a high ball in the service box, you got to go at them. Like, you got to check them. They should not. They got to respect your game. All right, she finishes with an ace. They got lucky. It was a match of just tons and tons of unforced errors. Seriously, the other team should have won that match. They played a lot better except for the tiebreakers. So I would say practice more tiebreaks and have very sound strategy. Like basic. Uh, I could have gone all over the court and talk about all sorts of different stuff, but I didn't have to because it was two things that kept happening over and over again. I can't believe this was a championship match. Like, honestly, I mean, I do love the background, the backdrop. Like when you look at this, the first serve percentage is way too low. 45%. Like, are you kidding me? In doubles? Yeah, you're not gonna win a match with that, especially if you're playing against people your same level. All right, so that was a quick example. And again, on this one, I was just talking about just the basic stuff, and I didn't want to go all over the place. And next video, I'll talk about something different, and I'll pick a match that has a lot of that. The only reason I picked this match, one, there were a lot of errors that I see a lot of my teams make, and I thought I'd kind of speak on that. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.